Hey guys, welcome back to Samojo Homestead. Today we are doing what we feel is a necessity and our responsibility, but it is one thing that I absolutely hate doing. We are out here with Jason from Goat Daddy's Farm. He's back there. And he's gonna do all of our tattooing for us. We're gonna disbud today, which I'm gonna talk about that, why we do that and everything. And we are not gonna weather because the boys that need weathered aren't quite old enough. So we're gonna hold off another week or two before we do that. But he's gonna help us do that, and he's even taking one, maybe two of our goats, which is exciting because we'll be able to see them. We go out there a good bit, so we'll be able to watch those goats grow up because they are two of our favorite, but we're just not gonna keep them. You guys hear us talk about Jason a lot. We're actually not gonna really be talking with him on this video, but you will see him. He is a huge help to us and has become a really good friend. He is the one who owns Goat Daddy's Farm, and so if you want some great goat tips, then I would say definitely go check out his videos. I will link their channel in the description below. Go over there, give him a look. He's got a lot of great tips and how-tos with goats. They are a grade A goat dairy in South Carolina, up in Elgin. If you're looking for really good goat milk products, they are a great source to go check out. They do open farm days almost every week. You can follow along with them on Facebook so that you can keep up with that schedule of when they're doing that, but they do a great job out there. They also have an animal rescue, and they've got all sorts of animals. They've got a camel, they have a cow that they have rescued. What else do they have? They have alpacas, tortoises, all sorts of like different exotic birds. It's really cool. You got to go check them out. So be sure to do that. So I know that this can be somewhat of a controversial practice. The reason we wanted to do it, and that's really why I wanted to make this video today, is that there can be cases where horns on a goat can be really detrimental, even life-threatening. I know that it may not be that common of a thing, but the fact is that it is a possibility and it is a reality. So the way that we look at it is about 20 seconds of pain in their young life could save them from some really traumatic experiences later on in life. This video isn't to make waves or anything, it's just to explain our point of view. And I am completely open and can understand the other side of this, where you leave a goat completely unaltered and let it grow the horns and all of that stuff. So I get that these examples are not the norm, but they are the reality and a possibility. We've heard stories of a horse that was killed from where a goat got up under it and headbutted it, a goat with horns. I've heard of several cases where a goat gets its head stuck in the fence at night and it's easy bait. We'll leave it at that. And then they can also rip a horn off if it gets stuck, or injure each other. And so all of these are very real possibilities. I get that when they're in the wild and they're growing the way that they naturally would, that they would have horns and they would survive. But these injuries do occur in the wild as well. So for us, we choose to disbud, and that's why we do it. It is a really simple process. It is painful for the goat, unfortunately, and it's over and it's done with, and the goats pop right up as soon as you're done and they're like back to normal. This is nothing that requires them to be down or anything that you've got to keep an eye on to make sure that there's no long-term complications. Once it's done, it's done. Tattooing. The reason you tattoo, if you don't know, is if you register, and the only reason you have to tattoo is if you're going to register them. Now, some of these goats are going to be registered. Some of them have been sold just as wethers, meaning, if you don't know, a neutered male, and you don't want to register those. It would be a complete waste of money. Those are basically just being sold as pets. So those are not getting the tattoo. Only ones that are getting tattoos are all of our females and some of the bucks that will be sold intact as registered bucks. If you're interested we do still have some of those. Beautiful, beautiful markings. We've got pictures up on our Facebook page if you want to take a look at them on there, but several moon spots this year, which is a plus. It does help to sell off those kids in the future, the kids of those bucks. So we did not weather any of them today because they're still a little bit too young. We really like to wait until they're minimum 4 weeks old, in an ideal situation like 6 weeks old. Part of the reason is just because, and I actually just learned this today, is that when you weather a goat, it is done growing down there. And so it can cause some complications if you do it too early. Now, there are people that will do it earlier. We choose to wait as long as possible. 4 weeks, absolute minimum of age that we wait until they are weathered. Ideally, you want to wait till closer to 6 weeks. So our goal was just to give you a little bit of a glimpse of what it's like when you got babies and just the responsibilities that we take onto ourselves to ensure long-term health and safety for these goats. Now, this weekend, we're gonna start their first rounds of medications and shots and all of that stuff. And so I don't know that we'll do that on video. We've actually got one up from last year where we talk about that stuff. But the biggest concern with baby goats is coccidia. It's a parasite that you do not want to have to deal with. We lost several of our baby goats last year to that, actually. Not fun. Once you find out they have it, it's typically too late. So that is one thing that we will medicate in a preventative measure as opposed to a treatment to it once it hits. But outside of that, they're pretty much done. Everything needs to be done with them. They're ready to go on to happy lives, healthy lives. So thank you guys for joining me. If you like this material, give it a thumbs up. I know that it's not a fun topic, but out here, it is just kind of the yearly routine that we go through. We'd love to hear your comments on it. Again, this video is not to make waves. It's not to start any arguments. I can understand both sides of thinking on this practice. So not really looking for anybody to start any kind of debate over this thing, but comments are always welcome. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Easiest way that you can support us and let us know that you are out there. We do thank you guys. Thank every one of you who do watch, who do follow along with us. This is a lot of fun, and it's fun to put stuff out there for you guys. So hope you have a great rest of your week and be blessed.